Coach Heupel's post-game press conference. Coach will make an opening statement, and then we will go into questions. As usual, just raise your hand, and I will call on you. Coach?
Extremely disappointing second half that leads to an extremely disappointing ultimate result, and coaches and players all play a part in it. So give them credit, but extremely disappointed in what we did in the second half. So open it up.
Josh, Diego Pavia does that to a lot of teams, but was it him or what were y'all doing that made him get free?
A couple of them. He makes a good play. We can't get off a block on the interior on a couple of the scramble big plays. We misfit a couple of things into the to the boundary. So it's a combination of all those things that ultimately lead to him having, the game that he does with his feet.
Coach, was there anything that you saw offensively that you can really point to, put your finger on, that really caused the struggle in the second half?
I think throughout the game there were some execution things that we didn't handle, small details in the scope of some of the structures of what they did that limit or eliminate a play.
Josh, sort of a big picture question, but give up nearly 600 yards tonight. Defense has had its issues this season. I'm not asking if you're making staff changes 10 minutes after a game, but defensively, does something need to change, you think, before next season in terms of personnel, scheme, plan, just some major changes?
All right. Ultimately, the performance we had tonight is not anywhere near the standard of what Tennessee football is, and there's been a lot of things that we've had to deal with. In the beginning, middle parts of the season, it felt like we took some steps here last couple of weeks. But this one just wrapped up a few seconds ago, and it's my job to evaluate everything inside of our program. And I told our players we've had some disappointing results. But this second half was extremely disappointing. Coaches and players, not just one.
Josh, with the second half, the defense tonight, what would you kind of point to as being the biggest issue for you all?
Man, ultimately, you can look at the run game. You know what I mean? So it starts there, and getting off the field on third down. End of the first half, got to stop. Not smart football. Give them another set of downs, and they get 7 instead of kicking a field goal. And it's all those little things that add up to a result that you don't like, and looks like that on the scoreboard. This game at this level, it's small details, man.
Josh, did you get any explanation on the roughing the passer late in the first half? You feel like that changed momentum at all?
Yeah, I didn't truly see the play. They just said hit him in the head. So.
Josh, I know your game just ended, but to kind of look this whole season, lose 3 home games, how disappointing is that? You guys only lost 4 games your first 4 years.
Yeah, really disappointing that we didn't play the way that we're capable of and need to, and head inside of this stadium.
David?
Another kind of big question on the season. Was this kind of a harder team to get a grasp on from week to week? Because it seemed like, I know you're always after consistency, and just the last 2 weeks alone.
I thought we took some steps during the course of the year. Guys were thrust into some roles, probably earlier than you would want. Not that they weren't going to play, but the amount of time that they were going to play. And, go back to the previous 3 Saturdays where you don't like the result. Guys competed extremely hard. We didn't always play extremely smart. There's a play that drastically changes the game and the way that it's played. So welcome to life in this league. You got to be on the right side of those things.
You talk about it being disappointing the second half. Did you see anything at halftime that gave you that that made you like that this was not so flat in the second half?
Oh, no, absolutely not. Otherwise, I would have addressed that at halftime as we were getting ready to go out. Again, the details in it and execution, all of us together, got to be better.
Josh, what's the next week, 2 weeks like for you guys as staff and you guys as your team as you sort of transition away for a bowl game? But what's the more immediate pressing need for you guys?
Yeah, we'll have a chance to meet with our guys and move forward as a program and, revisit the season and look backwards before we look forwards too.
What all goes into the personnel evaluations at the end of the season? How much does it change from year to year?
Personnel evaluation, we'll do that as an entire program, and I'll certainly take a hard look at all of it.
In today's world, in today's calendar, which is so different and so much going on, how much do you have to have, basically in the side drawer there, a list of potential names for you to go and try to hire coaches if you make a change or if somebody leaves your staff? Just because of the quick turnaround, signing day, portal window, all that stuff.
The landscape of college football has, drastically changed. It's changed from a year ago as far as, portal windows and all of that. So prepare and handle those things as they come. Okay. Thank you all.
Thanks, Coach.
Maya, David, we'll start with you.
Jeremiah, is Diego as tough of a quarterback as you've ever had to defend? And if so, what makes him so?
Yeah, Diego's a great quarterback. We knew that coming into this game. He's put it on film every single week, and credit to him. He's a great ball player. Some things that we did not accomplish tonight that is unacceptable. But yeah, he's a great quarterback, and we knew that coming into this game.
Jeremiah, obviously a lot of sports is physical, but a lot of it's mental as well. How do you, after working so hard all season and the whole defense struggling tonight the way that it did, how do you stay engaged mentally as you go through the next phase of the season and the offseason as well?
Yeah, you got to keep this taste in your mouth, man. Freaking sending out the seniors that way is just unacceptable, and every single guy on this team that has more years to play here is going to remember that taste in their mouth, and we got to get to work starting freaking tomorrow. So.
Jeremiah, what do you feel went wrong in the middle eight there with Randy scoring to end the half and start the second half?
Yeah, we talk about the middle eight all the time. You got to win the middle eight. Very important part of the ball game, and it comes down to assignment football, and we did not do that. We misfit or whatever it was. We just did not play complete assignment football, and it showed.
Jeremiah, just Vanderbilt, a lot of their touchdowns they got in untouched. Coach said that was a lot of blocks you weren't able to get off of. Is it as simple as just not getting off blocks, or was there something more to Vanderbilt getting in untouched?
Yeah, you got 11 guys on the defense, and they all have an assignment and a job and a responsibility to do. And if one person messes up on that job or responsibility, then it shows. And we got to have a no-crease defense, and we did not do that tonight.
Maybe building off of that, obviously getting takeaways in the first half and then not being able to get much in the second half, specifically in that third quarter. What was the biggest difference in those two halves?
Yeah, we have to finish strong. We got to play all 4 quarters, all 60 minutes, lights out, and we started fast, and we got to continue to finish strong. Simple as that.
Anything else for Jeremiah? Going twice? All right.
Jeremiah.
We have a few other players here shortly.
right, everyone, we'll take questions for Idris Farouk and Joey Aguilar. Please raise your hand and I'll call on you. We'll start right here in the front.
Joey, even after a tough loss like this, you passed Peyton Manning for 4th all-time single-season passing yards. As you kind of look back on your time with this program, what has stuck out to you the most in terms of gratitude and your experience?
Just the relationships with my teammates and, with the coaches, super grateful for them accepting me in so late, especially my teammates, and, the bonds that I built with them over the past couple months, man. It just means more than football, football, that's something we can all connect with and have fun. But outside of football, man, those guys, they're my brothers for life. And to know how strong of a connection we have in such amount of time, I can't thank them enough, and coaches as well for believing in me and trusting in me to lead this team.
All right, we're also joined by Deshaun Bishop. And again, just raise your hand and I'll call on you for questions. David, right here.
Joey, what do you think got away from y'all in the second half there? This game was kind of different from some of the other losses y'all had.
We didn't do a good job winning the middle eight. They went into halftime with a touchdown to tie the game. Came out of halftime, put on some points, and then offensively we didn't start fast, so they kind of picked up momentum. But they won the middle eight when we started slow, and they took advantage of it.
Page in the back.
Idris, just how about Ty Redmond and just his performance specifically, I guess, in the first half and helping to capitalize on your takeaway early?
Ty is like a amazing player. He's a freshman that just loves the game of football. He goes out there, every play is like a game rep. Like, he takes every practice serious, and to have him on our team is a blessing.
Right here.
Idris, how difficult is that middle eight when you get that penalty that kind of shifts momentum there, and then Vanderbilt does get both touchdowns before and after half?
I feel like we just need to eliminate some of the little mistakes, and if we do that, I feel like we'll be successful, because the first half we came out like strong, hungry, but I feel like if we just lock in the second half and not let off the gas, we'll be good.
We'll go to Ben and then Austin. Sean, what do you feel they were able to do to slow down the running game in the second half?
Truly, I don't know. I'm just here kind of still trying to analyze everything. I got to look at the film, to be honest, but I don't know. It's just I feel like we got away from the run game a little bit, to be honest. I think I finished with like 6 carries in the second half, but I don't know. It's just, I guess it's a mindset at that point, to try to run the ball. I just feel like it wasn't there. Me, I was in line, just everybody just not on the same page with it.
Good, Austin.
Joey, when you start the second half and they take half the quarter off the clock and you've not had the ball in real time like 35, 40 minutes, is there an extra sense of urgency, pressure? What's that like when, because you went from one ahead to one behind and you've not been on the field in a long, long time? What's that feeling like?
You just gotta go out. You only get so many opportunities in a game, and when you play a team like that holds the ball and gets a lot off the clock, you just gotta take advantage of that opportunity when you go out there. And we didn't coming out of half. They had the ball for a little while, and when we went out there, we kind of just threw in out, not executing and not being detailed to what we're trying to accomplish in our play call. So it's not, you just got to be ready. Obviously we were on the sideline for a little while, but that's why you just stand next to the heater, stand on little machines to get you going and stay ready, because anything could happen. But unfortunately we weren't. We went out there a little slow, coming out of half, and that's just something we have to do better at.
All right, go to Ben and then Jimmy. For Deshaun and Idris, Jeremiah talked about how this leaves a sour taste in the mouth of the guys coming back and how y'all need to get to work starting tomorrow. Just what is y'all's mindset as you, I know you've got a bowl game, but as you do kind of start to turn the page the next season?
I would say kind of just letting the guys know that you got to take everything serious. You can't let off the gas or anything like that. Like, that's just a lesson learned. And so next year or the next game coming up, I feel like we just need to attack every practice like it's a game.
To add on to that, man, regardless of what happens, man, you still got to give the glory to God. I just believe that God doesn't have things happen for a reason. This is a big learning point. I feel like He's really trying to teach us something into this game. You know that regardless of who you play, like regardless of how good you're playing, you know that you got to earn everything, every single snap, every single minute that you step on that field, and that applies to life. You know, and I just believe that we didn't earn it tonight. I mean, playing out simple, you know, and they got the better half. They got the better end on that second half, you know, and I don't know what we went into the second into halftime thinking, but you know we got to earn it, and that just shows that when you don't earn it, and especially in this league, man, you're gonna be on the wrong side of it.
Huntress, what makes Bobby so difficult to defend?
I wouldn't say he's difficult to defend. If we're just doing what we need to on defense, like keying on our technique and our alignments and stuff like that, I feel like because the first half we played amazing, and so I feel like if we just executed and came to the second half doing the same thing, we would have been good.
All right, I'll go to David and then Adam.
Joe, are you happy not happy, but this doesn't have to be your last memory? You can, are you glad that you get a bowl game to make that your last memory as a ball?
I mean, of course, sucks that last game in Neyland, ended how it ended, but I mean, grateful to go out there one more time with the guys in a bowl game and, be out there at practice. Practice is really where you make all the most memories. You only get a certain amount of game days, but practice, man, just excited to go attack it one more time with the guys. And
All right, we'll go to Paige and then finish with Austin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, my bad, Adam. Sorry.
Joey, you get here 6 months ago. I don't know if people had really high expectations. You come in so late. You broke some passing records this year. You guys won some games. What do you think of your impact on this team this season?
I think that's a question for everybody else to ask. I mean, I just came in here and just try to build a connection with everybody and not try to be too big. I still had to earn and go out there and prove to the teammates that I could be here with them and lead them and earn their trust. So personally, I think that's just a question you gotta ask the other guys.
Joey, there's been some highs and lows this season as a team. I guess if you take it at a macro level, look at it overall, what do you think has led to some of the inconsistency that we've seen this season?
I would just probably say our week of preparation. Some days, we're really good at practice. Some days we're a little slower, and I mean that carries on to game days. So I think what we got to do is just attack the week like it's your last. I mean sometimes it could be your last, sometimes it can't, and we're grateful that we're able to keep on going. But I think we just got to attack practice every day more seriously, and not saying that we don't, but I mean there's an extra level of urgency that we can have attacking that practice week by week. So I would just say that.
Joey, I know what you said a few weeks ago when you were asked. I know what you said last week when you were asked. But if the court ruling provided you another opportunity, would you have a decision to make, or have you already decided this is it?
I guess we'll see. I'm not sure.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.